Welcome to 9.1, Sets, Inequalities, Interval Notation, and Inequalities. So, double inequalities on this one. So, you'll notice that this is going to be similar to what we had in Module 7 when we were doing some inequalities. But now, before we were literally, we did a bunch with this sort of notation here, and we worked with the set builder notation. But generally speaking, we didn't have these compound inequalities, things that you see like this, where there's a greater than or equal to or a greater than, like two of them in a row. So essentially, we're going to be looking at these sorts of things now. And, just recall from Module 7 that whatever we do to one side of the inequality, we have to do to the other. And anytime we're multiplying or dividing by a negative number, we're going to have to flip the direction of the inequality. So let's just look at these really quickly. We'll do some solving and graphing. Here, if we're trying to solve this, we're solving this for x. So if we subtract 7 from both sides, that gives us 2x. These 7's cancel, so less than. So we're subtracting, not dividing or multiplying by a negative, so we don't switch the direction of the sign. 19 minus 7 is 12, so then we divide by 2. So we have x is less than 6. So if we want to put this in set builder notation, like we have over here, all we do is put a line, the x, and we scribble around it. If we graph this thing right here, recall, because we have less than, not less than or equal to, we're going to have an open circle, meaning we're not including that point. Point of interest is at 6, and because x is less than that, we're looking at that interval over there. So if we want to put this in interval notation, that's the interval that goes from negative infinity to 6, and we're not including 6, so we want a open parenthesis. So this essentially right here, recall when we read these graphs, we're reading from left to right. This is going from negative infinity over here all the way up to 6. This open circle means we're not including 6. So this right here is the set builder notation, this is the graph, and that is the interval notation of that inequality right there. Okay, so this next one here, when we look at this, we need to isolate the x. So if we are multiplying by negative 3/4, the way we can undo this is by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal, so negative 4/3. So negative 4/3. Now, first thing, we're multiplying by a negative, so I'm going to switch the direction of the inequality sign. Now, the negative 4's cancel, the 3's cancel, so we get x. Over here, negative times negative is a positive, so I'm just going to put a little positive sign there so I don't mess up my signs. Then here, we can cancel the 4 in there, leaving us with a 2. Cancel the 4 in there, leaving us with a 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Over 2 times 3 is 6. So what we have is x is less than or equal to 5/6. And that's the solution. Now, if we want to put this in set builder notation, put a line, an x, and set brackets. If we're going to graph this, now because we have less than or equal to, we're going to have a solid dot at 5/6, and because x is less than 5/6, we're going to be graphing this way. How this affects our interval notation is that we're going from negative infinity, but now we're going all the way up to 5/6, and we want to include 5/6, so you put a square end bracket. So, once again, set builder, graph, interval notation of the solution set to this right here. So this last one right here, just like with an equation, this inequality, first thing we want to do is we want to get rid of the grouping symbols. So here we distribute. 3 times our 2 is 6. 3 times our negative 5x is negative 15x. Then we have our plus 2x. So the distribution only happens in the parentheses. Our 2x is left there. On the right side, distribution 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 times 2x plus 4x. Now combine like terms. If we have negative 15x plus 2x, it's going to give us negative 13x is less than 8 plus 4x. Now we need to get all our x's on one side, the numbers on the other. So I'll just get my x's to the left. So subtract 4x. And really, I want to get rid of the 6, so I'm going to subtract 6, kind of do it all in one step here. So the 6's go away. Negative 13 minus 4, negative 17x is less than here. 8 minus 6 is 2, and our 4x's cancel. Finally, divide by negative 17. Now we're dividing by a negative, which means we have to flip the direction of the sign. So we have our x, now we have greater than negative 2/17. So there's our solution, putting it in set notation, x and y. If we want to graph this, because we have greater than, not greater than or equal to, we want to circle there, and this is at negative 2/19. Okay. And then finally, because x is greater than that, we want to shade that to the right. Okay. So if we're trying to write the interval, this is the interval that starts at negative 2/19, but it doesn't include it because we have greater than. So we have open circle, parenthesis, and it goes to infinity. So right there, once again, set, builder, graph, interval notation. That's that. So yeah, see you for the next one.